a person cannot give what he does not have.
Sure.
So not ukuthi indoda ayikhali.
Yebo.
Kungukuthi I explain ukuthi indoda ikhala nini kuphi. Biblically indoda iyakhala but ikhala kuJehova. Isport senduku si critical ngalo ndlela leyo ukuthi you need to have a mentor that will coach you ukuthi lalela uma approach umuntu, even the steps before you strike. How do you calculate ama steps omuntu umeza kuwena? We are trained emakhaya ukuthi ankalekisela ukuthi impi yami nawe ayipheli. Ukuthi ungehlulile namhlanje does not mean ungehlulile ikusasa.
Mujapilo no JP Forest phakathi kweQuantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mpumelelo Buthelezi. Mfokasheni
Wethu
unjani futhi?
Philiphe iphezulu kakhulu.
Hayi sibonga ukuthi phezulu. But up the Bucks kusasa kudlala enye team enkulu. In fact kudlala ama team amakhulu.
Yeah, khona team enkulu bese kuba khona team ebalekile.
Okay, mina I think ikusize ke.
Yeah.
Kune team enkulu bese kuba ne team yakudala. Kunomehluko omkhulu kabi lapho.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if uhlakaniphile phela ngisakhuluma nawe manje. Sengikhuluma nawe umuntu obuke. If uhlakaniphile so ngizwile ukuthi yipi enkulu, yipi yakudala futhi.
Angithi phela i-team eprogressayo iyayikhetha inkosi. So kune team enenkosi njengamanje. Kuthiwa inkosi yama angeke ngisaqedela.
Awu.
So seyazi umuntu ukuthi yonke inkosi, yonke indawo inenkosi yayo.
Yeah.
So kulesikhathi sama angeke ngiqhubeke.
Yeah.
Sinenkosi yethu.
Oh, okay.
So you need to follow the trend.
Yeah. Kodwa inkosi nayo isubmit ku president. Phela naye manje umbiza ngepresident yami hayi. Okay, sesovuma ngoba sithi. Kodwa amakhosi thula noxolo. Yabo, angeke ukhulume ngenkosi yama kodwa ingadlaleli ama
kuzokwenzeka ukuthi noma kuyinkosi yama are you bringing happiness kubantu?
Oh,
yeah, so kubalekile ukuthi we are the happy people yabo.
Ngiyakuzwa. Unjani futhi?
Kwethu empilweni yonke into ihamba kahle.
Hayi siyabonga.
Yonke into ihamba kahle kakhulu.
Siyabonga. Kunenye label etrenda kulamalanga ethi konke kuhamba kahle.
Mfowethu konke kuhamba kahle. Lo waqhamuka nayo is a great person.
Awuhlakaniphile. Because of declaration yonke le. Njalo uma ugqokile nje uya declare izinto esipositive.
Konke kuhamba kahle.
Yeah, le thanga mangikhuluma nawe bo driver from a KZN. Engathi in and out of the province khambani.
Mfowethu umsebenzi uNkulunkulu awubeke esandleni sami. I was chosen by the work that I'm doing that is taking me out and in. So my work is dedicated, my life is dedicated emsebenzini engiwenzayo ongimuvisa now and then in and out of cities, in and out of town, in and out of provinces.
All right, but before siyakude ubani uMpumelelo Buthelezi?
Okay, mfowethu uMpumelelo Buthelezi singathi is a man that received grace from God. Is a man that received great grace. Ngayibeka kanjalo from God. Mfana oqhamuke emahlabathini olundo olumahlekile mabesho.
Bashinda.
Bathi olundo olumahlekile. So ngomusa kaNkulunkulu.
Why mahlekile?
Nama ngazi. Ngoba uma ubuka indawo ayikho mahlekile.
Ayikho mahlekile.
But I don't know ukuthi wasuke lapho ukuthi kuthiwa ulundo olumahlekile.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Because of kusho ukuthi mhlambe fana ukuthi bathi alifaka libuya nodaba.
Buya nodaba.
Hayi ngamahlekile akudlalelwa la.
Akudlalelwa. Yeah, we can just interpret it ngalo ndlela.
Sure. Yeah, well then kusastay to kuya.
Yeah, kusekhaya kuSolundi ngomusa kaNkulunkulu uNkulunkulu gave me lo msebenzi engiwenzayo based on the experience that uNkulunkulu angithathe through yona ngoba kunezinto empilweni that uNkulunkulu that you take you through zona and then you discover your purpose based into enodlula kuzona and then ke bese uNkulunkulu ekunikeza indlela oyikhethayo. Yikho ngithi umsebenzi engiwenzayo iwona owakhetha mina akusimina engakhetha wona. So everyone who may efika emhlabeni he came on this earth for a certain purpose. So along the way we find our purpose. This is why I was born.
Sure.
And then you know this is the reason I was born. Ngoba everything will be valuable if it's connected to its purpose.
Sure.
So my life is valuable ngoba now it's connected to its purpose. Yeah.
Alright, ukhulume ngolundi. Cela nje sibuyele emuva kancane nje. Usitshele nje noma usisherele ukuthi wena mawukhula bekwenzakalani ulundi.
Noma ngikhula, let me just link it with what I'm doing.
Sure.
Yeah, mangikhula, you know, mawukhula kwi-environment, ingekho i-guidance ngendlela e-right. Ngikhule ekhaya abazali bekhona, both of them. Abazali bami bashone, ubaba ushone ngina 20 and then mama ushone ngina 15. So impilo yami encane yonke nje benginabo abazali bephelele. Kodwa as a male child kunale guidance umuntu asuke idinga from a father figure. Kuye ubaba ke ngoku-understand manje ngomsebenzi engiwenzayo, i-absent father ukhona ubaba abe absent ngoba engekho physical. Ebese bakhona ubaba ebe absent but present ekhaya but absent empilweni yakho.
Okay.
So une guidance that was lacking in mina that shape ama decision engwenzile enza ukuthi ngithatha ama decision wrong, engenza ukuthi ukuhamba kwempilo ngithole ngisemgwaqeni. uNkulunkulu gave me a second chance to bounce back elifini. So I started ngibhema ngimncane, kodwa nobody knew ukuthi ngiyabhema because antu uma ukhula ethetha umalume no lethela ukwayi mshana nabo bhuti around you. So ngathi i-definition of a man noma the template yendoda uyibona kuma surroundings okhula kuona kobhuti bakho. You have a template that you define a man according to the environment, according to the role models okhula kuona, and those definitions they shape your decisions, they shape indlela ocabanga ngayo, and onke ama decision akho are shaped by ama report that you get, your identity and the definition yempilo and the definition of success.
That's a common challenge.
It's a common challenge.
Because of abasho bathi thina bodakhe amajita asikhona ukuze express yabo. Asikhona express uthando. Cabanga ukuthi mangibanika imali endlini, mangibathengela ukudla, like ngidlala i-role yami njenge-time, understand?
Yeah.
So ama-time abhaya, it's a system after all, angiba blame because of kwakuyi-system ukuthi abobaba kumele bahambe basebenze emamayini, abomama ibemele basale endlini bakhulise abantwana. And lento leyo iye yakriphula abantwana abaningi ngoba abantwana abaningi bakhule bengenabo baba babonayo every day. Njengabantwana abamanje ukuthi uyakhona ukustart imoto ekuseni uhambise umntwana wakhe esikoleni phela umlande ntambama ube naye nge-weekend. So kunale generation le engazange ifunde noma i-experience lento leyo.
Yeah, mfowethu, I used to blame obaba.
Okay.
But now I understand their position.
Okay.
Reason being, a person cannot give what he does not have.
Sure.
So, ukuba ubaba nokuthi iyiphi role ubaba ayidlalayo nabo bakuthathe kobaba babo. Asibuke ukuthi indlela ukuthi obaba kwafika isikhathi ukuthi ufuna behambe beyofuna umsebenzi. Ubakhula obaba baba bekho. So irole yokuba ubaba ayazi ukuthi you provide food, you provide shelter, abantwana basesikoleni. So this is what he knows. So my father gave me what he knew. And
angeke umuntu umuphi into ongayazi futhi
ongenayo.
Sure.
So now I didn't understand it before, but now I understand it. Okay, they gave what they have. So they couldn't give what they didn't have.
Sure.
So now with the work uNkulunkulu angibless ukuthi ngiyenze, now I understand it better. Ukuthi obaba wami not because he was absent in my life ngoba ethanda. He did everything naye ayeyazi ukungikhulisa.
Yo,
And
powerful.
akwenzile, to be honest, I appreciate i-effort ayenzile. Even though I wish ukuba wayazi ukuthi I needed him emotionally. But nayo he didn't know because nobody provided that emotional support here. So the template that he had, which template yokuba ubaba ile kuphela. So he provided
Ashibuya
that.
lapho lento yokuthi indoda ayikhala.
No.
Uqine from umncane. Hey, even i-treatment yasendlini the way bakhulisa ngakhona umntana ontombazane the way bakhulisa ngakhona umntana omfana bengafani. But indoda kumele iqine. Ngoba izoba weak, izoba ntekenteke bangathambisa isandla kuyo.
That leso sisho mfowethu, it was not meant ukuthi sibe negative.
Okay.
It was meant ukuthi sibe positive as an encouragement to a man. It was preparing us as men ukuthi you are a leader of the family. So if a leader crack in front of the family,
Okay.
the family will lose the hope.
Sure.
Indoda mayikhala ikhala in a secret place, ayikhali phambi kwefamily ngoba the family is looking up to the man.
Hey, masekhala wena manje.
Masekhala
Akusena
wena,
hope.
everybody will lose hope.
Sure.
So not ukuthi indoda ayikhali.
Ngiyakuthola.
Kungukuthi I explain ukuthi indoda ikhala nini kuphi. Biblically indoda iyakhala but ikhala kuJehova ukuze akwazi ukuthi ayinikeze indlela yokuthi how can he handle ama situation.
That's powerful.
So now ngoba sifundisiwe ukuthi indoda iyakhala kuphi kanjani. So there is a certain place where indoda should ukuthi ikhale khona. So ngenxa yokuthi leyo learning ayikho within our cultures ukuthi sazi ukuthi indoda ikhala kuphi.
Should back in the days amadoda mawahambile ayolusa noma ayozingela kula bekhala khona iyodwa bangayiboni.
Bengayibona indoda mfowethu ingena ekamerweni, ivale ekamerweni, kungasaboni umuntu. Ayengalekisela ukuthi there was a time where my mother passed on and sasibona ukuba strong kababa. But there was a time where I witnessed ubaba ekhala lapho wayetshela ukuthi nobody sees him. So kwase kulate ebusuku evalile, he went to the esayidini esibayeni. So now wayenza sure ukuthi ifamily yakhe yonke ilele. And that's what there was the time lapha and I saw him crying. He didn't know ukuthi somebody was seeing him. So now I understand ukuthi indoda ayikhali in front of his family. Kungukuthi we don't explain ukuthi indoda ayikhali kuphi kanjani.
Oh, that's powerful. That's what I love about the podcast because we are learning every day.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Kodwa wena usitshele about into experience endlini. Thina masikhuluma about your hometown or about your childhood memories. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi ingane bezenzani lapho. Bezidlala mapha amagame noma yini bedumile because ezinye indawo obviously wonke umuntu makacabanga for instance ngomlazi ucabanga ngobugebengu. So environment yakho yena ibinjani?
Okay, there were two things that were available.
Sure.
There were ibhola, so they will play soccer or you gidingoma. So if you are not talented in football, you go to dancing. So I was not good in football. Ngangilithanda la ngehlula. So and then I went to dancing. So ngikhule ngigida ngoma. So ngazi ukuthi nje okay, my sport was dancing. So I go to traditional dancing. So that way my talent and my skill and that way I can express myself better. Mawutho you know ukuthi okay, makhuluma ngetalent, liphi italent lakho.
Kodwa abafana mabahambile mhlawumbe baphumile bayolusa kwenzakalani?
Mhamba bolusa kuba into ezothi sigida ingoma noma sidlalini induku.
Kusho ukuthi ke akekho umfana ongakwazi ukugida ingoma.
Akekho umfana ongazi ukugida ingoma.
As long as akhulele emakhaya futhi.
Noma ungadlala ibhola.
Yeah.
But ingoma is like a baseline.
So ingoma kusi talent.
Akusili talent.
I-talent ile soccer.
Ile soccer nani.
Yeah.
But angithi you develop nayo ingoma.
Okay.
To become your talent ngoba most of us that way you develop ukuthi you can express yourself most with the dancing yakho. So it becomes a language to communicate ukuthi okay, how to express yourself. How do you channel your frustration? How do you channel your anger? So, anger like there was a time one of my mentors we dance. I don't know how he discovered ukuthi as igosa bengikhula ngiligosa. He used to do something that I didn't understand to provoke me before we go to the stage. So he will use to provoke me, and when he make me anger, that anger he knew ukuthi when in stage, I will perform on my best level.
Okay.
So I don't know how he discovered it. Okay, no, he will do something that will frustrate me, and he knew ukuthi I will take out that frustration when on the stage.
Okay.
So he had the way. He told me later, okay, when you go to a competition, he knew before a competition, he will create something that will make me angry. He know the moment I'm too angry, that I'll take that anger out of the stage. So he'll get the best of me through my dancing. So
Kodwa i-risk lento leyo ukuthi nje mhlawumbe ngoba umuntu wakhulela emakhaya akafani nomuntu waseGoli. Because omunye bekazovela aduba hamba. Athi angisangeni nase stage. Uyangalo uyavala.
Angithi ngicanga ukuthi into ekhona le ye brotherhood emakhaya ihlonishwa kakhulu.
Sure.
So uma ubhoti oyena osilidayo mayesekhulumile you like it, you don't like it, you do exactly what you've been told. So leyo nhlonipho isikhona okay lona uyi-leader yethu, whatever he says ngiyakuthanda noma ngikuthandi, I have to do it.
Sure.
So I didn't have a choice. So ingakho wayekwazi ukuthi engenze ngibe angry, but he knows ukuthi I won't back out.
Okay.
Because he's got the right to beat me silly.
Sure.
And I cannot go and report him. Because even if I report him, the question, he cannot just start and beat you for nothing. What did you do? Because ube umuntu obesikhulisa kuyaziwa ukuthi he has a best interest of my life in his heart.
Sure.
So that mentorship, that was a trusted mentorship esikhulisile, that is lacking esikhathini samanje.
Yeah. Asikhulume ngale sports induku.
Yeah.
So sports induku usichazele ukuthi sinjani, ama rules akhona hamba kanjani, and yipi lesson esifunda from so.
Isport senduku i-lesson esiyitholayo kuyona noma engathi ngayithola kumina, one ifana nesport sebhola.
Okay.
Noma unga-talented kangakanani, but you need a coach. So i-talent lakho lilodwa alisho lutho. You need somebody who's going to direct you. So umuntu wayesidirect, okay, uma uhamba ungena uyola nomfana omunye, yiziphi izinto okumele uyi-notice? What are your key points? Ozokwazi ukuthi you play along. How do you hook the person ukuthi respond to your deceit? Uzokwazi ukuthi umshaye.
Yeah.
So how do you look vulnerable kuyena and that way you are strong? So when you approach him on a space of vulnerability, uzabona ukuthi nowanza umshaya la, and you expose indawo owazi ukuthi ufuna vele uyazi ukuthi umu expose yona uzoya kuyona kuqala. The moment eya kuyona kuqala, you know ukuthi yipi engela ezoba expose yena, and then bese umshaya. So
so uyamenzisa kahle kahle, uyamtshela ukuthi fana manje ama goalkeeper makazovima ipenalty, uyakhona ukuthi direct ukuthi le bhola lise ngapha. Yeah, maybe asondeze ngapha kakhulu.
Space.
Bese wena sobona ukuthi hala kanti vele uyodivela khona la.
And ucalculate ukuthi uhamba kanjani.
Sure.
So isport senduku si critical ngalondlela leyo ukuthi you need to have a mentor that will coach you ukuthi lalela uma approach umuntu, even the steps before you strike. How do you calculate ama steps omuntu umeza kwena? So how do you calculate ukuthi even nenduku yakho bekala khona uyenza induku yathi ibe yini? Uma yindi iphi i-advantage yayo, uma imfishane iphi i-advantage yayo, ukuthi the disadvantages. So kumele ama steps uthetha amangaka ngaphambi kokuthi ugadle uma imfishane. Uma uthetha ama steps amangana ukuthi ngaphambi ugadle uma yini. So those details, they play a huge role in your winning game yakho. So you need a mentor or you need a coach who understand the game yenduku ukuthi okay no. Bafo this is into kuyakuyenza ibe mfishane. Uma imfishane and with your height consider futhi nayo. Okay, height yakhe kangaka and with your body size ikangaka. So how do you move? Uya phambili. So kunaloma details abakhona kubantu or ucoach yakhe akunikeza yona. Ngoba I can just take into mina, I will see the person, no, it's a small size and I can beat him kalula. And you find ukuthi he will move 3 step, 2 step this side, 2 step in this side. And then when njani ume jump 3 times before I strike again. So all those details you need to learn them before the game.
Yo. Iyafana lento le nesonti nomkhonto because nokuthi mangibona ama move wakhona. So sometimes umunye uphethe umkhonto omude, umunye alahle yonke into asale ngesonti kuphela. Ubona ukuthi manje lo muntu lo wayeza ngesonti emfishane kilo. Omunye azalahle ne shield pants. Ubona ngathi yamsinda. But still akwazi ukuconquer lo phethe ishield.
Angithi kuya nawo ama shield isize yakhe.
Sure. Khona imfishi encane,
khona enkulu khona encane. Umehluko ukuphi? Ngizoyora nomuntu ophethe ishield enkulu. Mina ngiphethe encane. Let me make an example. KwaXhosa ababina ishield. Kuba zindu kuphela.
Sure.
So but you ask yourself, uma ngekho ishield uvuya kanjani? So there is a technique, there is a training zenziwayo ukuthi okay, uvuya kanjani? Uma ishield inkulu ilekelela kuphi? Uma incane ilekelela kuphi? How fast can you be uma incane? Yeah.
Ingakho uTLB umbokazi anenkani kanye uthi angeke ngihlule umunye umfana womunye umuzi. So lento le ibuya lapho.
Ibuya lapho ukuthi we are trained emakhaya ukuthi ankalekisela ukuthi impi yami nawe ayipheli. Ukuthi ungehlulile namhlanje does not mean ungehlulile ikusasa. So you win today but tomorrow I will challenge you up until I win. So I don't ego sithi impi yethu ayipheli. Ngoba you win today. You win today, I go and play. Calculate, how did you beat me? Emotionally bengi kanjani?
Okay.
How did you play your tricks? And then I will start you move fighter nabanye abantu okay. What are your tricks? Then I go and I study for you and I prepare for yourself. I challenge you again up until I win. So those izinto besingazi ukuthi they were preparing us for life.
Yeah.
So ukuba
into ekushaya namuhla kusho ukuthi is the end of the world.
The end of the world.
Yeah, mele uvuke vie uyiface life again. Okay, ngishayile izolo kodwa namhlanje is another day.
Angithi ukuba in life we have ama mentors that they link onke lama lesson that we go through life ukuthi okay, listen, how do you link this lesson empilweni? How to link this lesson empilweni? We'll be able to overcome.
Njengoba besikhuluma ngeDerby, iChiefs iluzile on Tuesday. But still manje badlala nePirates. So mele beza nge-mentality entsha ukuthi I can still win this game.
Ilose
Pirates.
Ilose yanamhlanje. It was today. Tomorrow is a total
different day.
Different day.
Sure.
Listen, you can win iDerby edlule. Awusho uzoyiwina elandelayo.
Yo.
Ngenxa yokuthi sengihlale phansi ngabe ukustadisha. I love football too much. If usinga approach impilo according to football, ukuthi you know ukuthi kune opponent that will make sure ukuthi you don't score your goal. But you have to score your goal. You can succeed.
Then ke into yokuqhathwa ngenqindi iyafana nayo leyo yenduku.
Iyafana nayo yenduku.
Oh, okay.
Yenduku, inqindi, ibhola, ngathini, those are the same, they play according to the same rules. So kubona wonke, you need a coach.
Okay.
You need someone to teach you tricks. You need someone also coach ukuthi ke bakushayile last time. Bakushaye kanjani? Ngalokhu. Go and study your opponent. So how do you maintain stamina? Is it yini ekushayile? So a coach or a mentor is an important person in every stage of the life.
Sure. All right, asibonge bhuti, asibonge. Asikhulume ngeorganization yakho ke. What is your organization? what is it about, and iqale nini. Inspiration ukuthi
Yeah,
uqale lento iqalile ibuyaphi.
Okay, organization yami Boys Mentorship South Africa,
Sure.
focusing on mentoring, coaching, and transforming boys. The reason we are focusing mainly on boys, our vision as an organization, we are solving two things. We exist to solve two things: generation and destinies. If you want to destroy a generation, you destroy a male child, because a male child is a continuity of a generation. So, secondly, if you want to destroy destinies, destroy a male child, because each and every male child has a destiny that he came to fulfill in this world. So we exist as an organization to provide two things: protect generations and protect destinies. Let me link it biblically, even in our culture.
Okay.
Biblically, there was a time where the children of Israel were in captivity under Pharaoh.
Sure.
And there was an instruction ukuthi all the Hebrew boys must be killed. And the reason was so that the nation will not grow. So from that perspective, ukuthi the enemy of Hebrews said, kill the male child for the nation not to grow. And secondly, when you come to destinies, we look at when Jesus Christ was born. King Herod said, because we don't know who is Jesus between these boys, every boy that is under 2 years must be killed. He didn't have a personal problem with Jesus. He had a problem with the destiny that Jesus Christ came to do on this world. So he said, okay, no, because I know the child called Jesus, he came to fulfill this destiny. I must not allow him to do it. And we look at that time of Moses, we look at the time of Jesus Christ, the same strategies that the enemy is doing. At this time, he used drugs, he used different things to destroy destinies, he used different things to destroy generations. So now, if we look at that point, and now, okay, how do we protect the generation? How do we protect the destinies? We look at what we call national problems. How does national problems begins? We talk about the drug, talk about crime, all the challenges we see in our nation. Where do they begin? Where do they start? A nation is start from being one family, a combination of families. It becomes the community. The combination of communities make a nation. So now, if you want to solve the national problem, we have to go to families and a restoration of families and building the families. Now we need to understand what is the role of a family in a child and what is the role of a father in a child. With our research, we have discovered in South Africa, we only have two problems.
Okay.
The first problem, we don't have homes. A nuclear family where there is a father and a mother. And the second,
Yeah, my healthy family.
the second problem we don't have fathers. So all the problems we have, they come out, or no matter they are born by these two problems. Let us go to what is the role of a family in a child. One is to teach. The role of a family, the child, is to teach, is to train, is to coach, is to mentor, is to instruct. So that is the role of a family. And what is the role of a father? A father is a teacher that needs to teach, train, coach, mentor, and instruct children. So now, if we don't have a home, which is an institution that will be able to train the children, and we don't have a teacher that will be able to teach the children. So now the children that are growing, they are not trained, they are not taught, they are not mentored, they are not coached, they are not instructed. And what kind of a generation we are going to have. So these are the challenges that we have. Our organization, we try to solve these challenges by restoring families. The reason we even started the organization, I am solving the problem that I faced.
Okay.
I said when we started, I didn't have somebody who will link all the lesson from ingoma, from isibhakela, from induku, ukuthi athini ngo-interpreta kanjani empilweni. Secondly, I didn't have a clear definition of life like I have now. Thirdly, I didn't have a clear definition of success that I have now. So the definition of life that I had, the definition of success that I had, and the interpretation of life that I had make me to make decisions that led me later in the life I found myself living on the street for 2 years. So I experienced ngapha ngithi sithi iphara to live on the street for 2 years. Not because there were challenges at home. I come from a stable family, ngoba ngithi ukhulu baba ekhona nomama ekhona. But the choices and the decisions of not going to attend classes, banking classes, there were times when bekwaziwe ekhaya ukuthi ngiye esikoleni. I go out ekuseni njengengane zonke kukhela ubhakha wami ngibuye ntambama. I remember when I was doing matric, ngagcina ukuya esikoleni kuvalwe ikole ngoJune. But wathi kuvula ikole, I was going to school, but I didn't reach school. But I go ekuseni ngiesikoleni ngibuye ngesikhathi engibuya ngaso. Sometimes I would attend 2 classes after lunch. And there was this glory and the fitting to a certain group. There was this acceptance that I was looking for. I was enjoying mango figure. Listen, you come to study 2 periods after lunch. You don't even come during lunch. I come late in the first period because uma ngena ngizoshayela ihlombe kushaya nani nani. So there was this identity that I had, okay, no, I don't know. Ngangibona ukuthi okay, there are groups esikoleni that every boy want to belong because iyahlonishwa ibamba amathekeni, so iyahlonishwa. Yenza into eyibhedayo that esincoma ukuthi no, mule group lena I know. We score kind of le group yekhokho. So I wanted to fit in. So because of the lack of identity of who am I, so I fit into this group. So now I spent 2 years on the street. I came out of the street 2007. By God's grace, ngisemgwaqeni, I received Christ ngisemgwaqeni, and I get my mentor, Utimo Motoso, that who introduced me to Christ and mentor me. He did 2 things that changed my life that I didn't know what I needed them up until that time. The first one, he hugged me. I was 27 years that time. That was the first time I received a hug from a father figure. And secondly, he told me, I love you, my son. That was the first time hearing a father figure to say, I love you, my son. So from that moment, that's where I discovered a void that I had, that I didn't know that I had a void. Okay, wait, I have never heard a father figure say, I love you, my son. 27 years old.
Ziyabuya, main road. Ngapha kudlula iGautrain, ngapha iKuta. But anyway, green side, under the bridge, Emitre.
So now, so now, 27 years old, we never been told that you are loved. 27 years old, we never have received a hug from a father figure. So that's what my mentor did. That changed my life. Yes, he's a preacher. His preaching, his teachings, yes, they played a role. But these two things that changed my entire world. Now I know there is somebody who loves me. Now I know I have received a hug from a father figure. What was most important about it, I was still living on the street.
Okay.
At that point, maybe over 6 months without even getting water in your body. You are smelling, even yourself, you are smelling. And this man is coming, ninjalo.
Yeah.
So, for to come here, my son,
Yo.
open his arms. Wait, in my mind, I want to go to him. The man is wearing a white suit.
You're
And-
judging yourself now.
Judging myself, I know I smell. 6 months whenever no water that have crossed your body. So he just left his arms, he embraced me, he hugged me for certain minutes. When he released me, my stain is on his suit, and he take me like this, he walk with me, he crack jokes, no, relax, things, you've got a better future. Wait, you told him I've got a better future in this.
Sure.
I said, no, listen, you've got a great future. God has a better plan for you. Forget about what happened. I am here now. I am here now. I'm going to help you. And I want to introduce somebody to you that is going to help you. At that time, my father had already passed on. He said, okay, no, I want to introduce Christ not as a savior, not as everything that people speak about. I want to introduce Christ to you as a father. Now you have a father that is higher than every father. A father that will never change. We are human beings. Tomorrow I will change. I'm a human being. You will see a spot in me tomorrow that will change the perspective of me. But I want to introduce a father to you, which is Jesus Christ. The day you lose the sight of see him as a father, you have lost him. So Jesus Christ was introduced to me as a father. Up until today, I know him as a father. Then he mentored me, trained me under mentorship, under rebuke, under correction, spiritual grounding, being given certain things that they don't go with me, being, according to those time, being forced to do things that they were not going according to me. And he told me straight, I'm not doing it for you today. I'm preparing for your future. I know that in the future, you will understand. But now, you're not going to understand. I'm going to train you as I'm training my own biological children. By God's grace, he trained me. And all I have now is what he taught me, that where I understood and know the power of mentorship. So 2012, I started a journey because I know what pushes boys to drugs. I know what pushes boys to the street. I started a journey that's called my story or lesson. So I went to school sharing my story. How did I end up on the street? So that the boys will learn what you know. Don't do these things, all your decisions, because my decisions were based on my identity, on the purpose, on the vision. So 3 things that I'm teaching boys. Find your identity, not the identity as people say who you are, identity from God. Because our identity, they come from 4 sources that shape our identity, shape our decision. Let me make an example of what there is a report that comes from you as a person, where you say, who am I? And there is a report that comes from your love, people who love you. The report that they say about you is different from the report you say about yourself. There's a report that comes from your friends. There's a report that comes from your enemies. And there's a report that comes from God. So I remove all these reports that come from human beings because those reports are limited. And I focus on the report that comes from God, who created me, who knows exactly who am I. God said few things, who am I? God said, one, I'm his child. Secondly, God said, I am the light of this world. God said, I am the salt of the earth. God said, I am a king. I'm a chosen generation. I sat down, I studied these things. What does it mean to be a light of this world? I needed to do that study. It means I need to be a good example to each and everyone. I need to be a role model. So now, Mpumelelo, you are chosen to be a role model. What does it mean to be the salt of this earth? I look at the salt. What is the role of the salt in the food? It's to give taste, to give flavor. How do I interpret it in my life, in the community? It means I need to influence my surrounding. I need to influence my community like the salt influence the food. When you put salt in the food, you don't put much of salt, just a pinch of salt, which means as a person, I can influence the entire village. Because you don't just need a little of me, not all of me. That's how I interpreted the role of being a salt of the earth. God said, I am a king.
Okay.
Wait. What is important about the king? I did my study. There are two most critical things about the king. A king love, a king respect. Who does the king love first? A king love God first. A king love himself. Second, a king love the next person, which means can be your family, your friends, everybody else. The importance of loving God first, the importance of loving yourself first before you love other people. Because the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Which means I need to love myself first before I can love you.
Yeah.
If I hate you, it means I have hated myself first. So don't bother by my hate towards you because I have hated myself first. So that's how my interpretation was. Said, okay, I created this identity. I'm the child of God. I'm a chosen person. I am a light of this world. I am the salt of the earth. And I am a king. That I've crafted, who am I? Because we are teaching boys to answer that question that relate to identity. Who am I? These are the 5 things we teach them. Secondly, you need to find your purpose. Why you were born. Because everything will be valuable if it's connected to its purpose. This microphone, you cannot take and eat with it because it was created to do what it's doing now.
To record sound.
So now, if you use it in a wrong way, you are misusing it. So our lives, if are not connected to our purpose, why we are living, we will be frustrated. Okay, the question will be now, how do you find your purpose? There are a few ways you can find your purpose. There will be something that will be troubling yourself when you see in the community. That will be bothering you. But okay, no, yes, I see young boys, maybe I starting, I see young boys, maybe drugs, and this is keep on in your heart, and you can't remove it. That can be a direction that, okay, that's your purpose. Every one of us, we were born to come to solve a certain problem. So there is a problem that you are going to identify. That is to know things must not go like this way. It should go in this certain way. You will have ideas of solving something. Or sometimes you will go through a certain things. Like I went through the certain things that I learned from them. And wait, there are still young boys who are going through these things because they didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have it now. I can take my lesson and package it and train them so they cannot make the same mistake that I've made. That's how I find my purpose. So God directed my steps. And I thank God ukuthi now I thank God ukuthi He chose me to go through every pain, everything that I went through, because I could have not done what I'm doing now. Now I've dedicated my life to the cause.
Sure.
One day Tupac said, if you don't find something to live for, find something to die for. So I'm in that stage that what I'm doing, I find something to die for, because it is costing and it has costed my life. I have dedicated my life to this work. I've got drug dealers behind me. I've got threat left and right. I've been told, don't go to these areas, certain areas, don't run your program in certain areas because you are disturbing our business. You get calls, being threatened, politics, want to destroy whatever I'm doing. So how do you sustain all those challenges if you are not called for it? You fear for your life. So I reached a point of, wait, yes, at the end of the day I will die. But I will not die up until I fulfill what I was brought to do in this world.
Okay.
Which means whoever put threat on me, just a joke. The reason I have that confidence, remember I said my mentor taught me who Jesus is. Said Jesus is my father. And secondly, I was told the Bible says God is a tree, I am the branch. So for me to function as a branch, I need to be linked to a tree. So, and secondly, the Bible says the Lord is my shepherd. So if the Lord is my shepherd, which means I'm his sheep.
Sure.
So as his sheep, he directs my steps. So he had the responsibility of protecting me.
Sure.
So the protection, I have removed it from my hand. I put in his hand. If I die doing what he called me to do, who will be glorified? He won't be glorified. He will be disgraced.
Okay.
So I said, okay, there are things that I cannot do for myself. Let me put in his hand. I remember before I left the street, there was a time, because when I was on the street, there was a time where I prayed to die. Because God, you're not killing me, you're not taking me off the street, nothing is going on. Okay, just do one thing. It's either you kill me or you give me a second chance.
Sure.
If you give me a second chance, give me what to do. And if I find what to do, I will commit my life to it. So that way everything, Ling found my mentor when they were preaching, and then that how old Ling. So that decision I made, said, Lord, give me a second chance. If really you are alive, because there was no point of, I was questioning him. But what if really they say you are God, a loving God? I've never seen your love in my life. Have they ever seen your presence in my life? All the good things that have been said about you,
I never experienced.
I never experienced them. So show yourself, if really you are existing. But if you do this, this is what I'm going to do. And then he did what his party did. And I committed myself to it, to the point of saying, I will lose everything and everybody, as long as there is no boy that I will see on the street. Because I know the pain of being on the street. I know how does it feel to be invisible. You are living, but nobody sees you. You are living, but nobody sees you. When I was on the street, when you meet people, if somebody just smiles at you, it feels like a blessing. Somebody recognizes you, no, Oh, I'm the human being. So I know that pain, and I know the pain of being rejected. We know what we say to our brothers and sisters, we have fallen out. So because we don't know, we blame them, because some of us have never been there. The pain of doing things that we don't want to do, but we don't have power of not doing them.
Sure.
I know all those things. So knowing that pain, I don't wish anyone to be in that space. So that's why I dedicated my life to say, I'm going to make sure I reach every boy that God can give me an opportunity to reach, in helping them not to do the same mistake. I cropped down my message into 3 things. Find your identity, find your purpose, and find your vision. Because if you don't know where you are going, anybody can tell you, let's go this side, let's go this side. You will follow. That's what happens to me. Because I didn't know where I was going. Every distraction that was coming, it was interfering with my journey. But now, I know my identity, I know my purpose, I know where I'm going. So that's why I'm able, by the grace of God, to help boys to answer these 3 questions.
Sure. All right. What is a Million Boys mission?
The Million Boys mission, it's a project that I've set for the next 5 years. To say, Lord, give me grace to reach out, to meet 1 million boys,
Okay.
and teach them these 3 things. Help them to answer these 3 questions. Who am I? Which is related to identity. Why am I here on earth? Which is related to purpose. And where am I going? Which is related to a vision. Because these 3 questions, they shape our decisions. These 3 questions, they help us where we are going. These 3 questions, they engulf life as itself.
Okay.
And secondly, to help them to understand, I've got a certain definition of life and a certain definition of success. My definition of life is a sport that you don't play alone,
Okay.
and then you don't play for yourself. It's like a relay. So in a relay, I have a baton. My teammates are people who are in front of me and behind me. So I take a baton from the previous generation. Now the baton is in my hand. I need to run and give it to the next generation. So the definition of success is for me to give the same baton that I was given by my mentor to the next generation. That's where I will say I have succeeded, because I can receive a baton from my mentor. I can decide to put it down. I can decide to give it wrongly to you so that you cannot receive it well.
Sure.
So I love when Paul was speaking to his son in faith, Timothy. He said something that I learned, that I work with on my program. Paul said to Timothy, my son Timothy, what we have seen me doing and what we have heard from me, commit it to the faithful men who will teach others. Paul is the first generation, speaking to Timothy, the second generation, instructing him to commit the teachings to the faithful people who is the third generation, who will teach the fourth generation. My interpretation, what I've learned from my mentor, I have a responsibility to teach it to the next generation and prepare them. How do they hand over to the generation that they need to prepare them, which means what I have, I need to build something that will go 3 generations from me. That has forced me to create a 200-year plan. I know what I'm going to do in this work I'm building a foundation.
Okay.
The next generation will build walls. The next generation will put roof. So I'm comfortable that the seed I'm sowing, I may not eat it. The foundation that I'm building, I may not sit in the house.
Okay.
But I've got a responsibility to build a strong foundation that the fourth generation from me will be able to succeed.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's so inspiring because of we understand which when as much as we are planting a seed, but you might not even see the fruits.
You might not even see a fruit.
No, but you're definitely sure ukuthi one day amafruits azoba khona.
Amafruits-
Khona abantu abazo benefita kuwo abazo enjoy those fruits.
Angithi, they say each and every man should leave something for the next generation. Noma ungenalutho, but you can plant a tree that the third generation will say this tree was planted by my great-grandfather.
Sure,
So we are enjoying the shade from this tree who was planted by my great-grandfather, which means each and every man, there is something that you can do for the generations to come.
Sure, sure. All right, ke asikhulume ngama-branch wakho. Nama-branch ayingakhi, uqale kuphi, manje ukuphi?
Okay, I started in KZN. I went to Eastern Cape, East London. We were in Port Elizabeth, and then again in KZN in different cities. So I moved to the city, moved to the city. Then now I came to Johannesburg with a 5-year plan. I was in Tembisa for 4 years, building the work. Now I'm in Katlehong. In Johannesburg, we are in Tembisa, Katlehong, Rivali. Now we are starting Soweto, which means we've got 4 branches. In KZN, how I design the work is to partner with other organizations
Sure.
so that the moment I'm absent in the environment, but the program should continue.
Sure.
Because it's not about me as an organization, boys mentorship to operate. It's about boys. So I need to, the Million Boys Mission, I cannot achieve it alone.
Okay.
So I have partners. Every organization, every place I go to, I partner with organization, help them to implement the boys program. I've got almost 12 football clubs because I'm using football clubs as a vehicle to carry the program.
Sure.
Because in the football, you find that one team consists of 60 to 70 boys. They have a coach. That coach is a mentor without him knowing and realizing. If that coach does not have a good message, has a wrong message, which means 50 to 60 men will be influenced by him with the wrong message. That means we'll have 60 to 70 men that will be lost because of the wrong message that the coach has. And I thank God for the coaches who are in the grassroots. Nobody sees them. Nobody sees what they are doing.
Sure.
And I want to acknowledge them in this platform, the great work that they are doing, the sacrifice that they are doing, taking care of the boys, where their fathers are not even care, where their families are not even care. And I want to thank them. We work with them, helping them to understand, helping them to know what we know, so they can channel the good teachings to the boys, to help the boys to become 12 football clubs that are working with us here in Gauteng that are carrying out this vision.
Can you name the clubs and the coaches if possible?
Okay, in Tembisa, we've got 4 clubs in Tembisa, and in Katlehong, we've got 4 clubs. I cannot remember them, all of them.
It's okay.
Yeah, but we've got 4 clubs in Rivali.
Sure.
We have those clubs. So those are the clubs that we approach. We do the presentation, they understand the position, and then I love the way coaches responded. They didn't see boys as abantu abadlalayo. They see fathers in them. They approach us to look for help for boys because they don't want to produce players who will be I blew up in the future. So that's why I appreciate them. That
Yeah.
they by part of us.
andifuna ukubona amaplayer wenu avele kule show
Coach
le-
Sticks,
kule show le
Omakhethe,
yabo- yabo Thabo le, ayiphuit.
So now, these are the fathers.
Thiza wasangayo ukwavela kwayipluit.
So I see a father figure in them, the love that they have for these boys. The painful thing, when big clubs come and take the boys, they are not being mentioned. What these are the groomers of these boys. Without these coaches, you won't see these stars that we have.
Sure. Alright, usakhuluma ngama-coach, ukhuluma nge-foundation, even a program yakho. Do you have any sponsorship? How we run a program with that or with zero budget?
I don't have a sponsorship. I have put my hopes out with sponsorships because when I started 2012, the language was the same. It's a good program, not our focus, because the focus, it's a girl child.
Okay.
It's not a boy child. And then I removed the hope of getting a sponsorship. So I ran it as my company to say, let me remove it to be an organization. If this is my company, I have to make it work. I come up with strategies. I sat down, okay, let me make an example. I'm doing seminars, camps now and then. All I know, human beings, they love to support, especially if it's a good cause. I've got sponsors who are individuals, not as companies.
Sure.
There are brothers, there are sisters. That, let me make an example, a simple example. I'm going to have, let's say a weekend, I'm going to have a gathering with the boys. I come to you, my brother, I've got 100 boys that will be gathering. We will need this food for us. Can you buy me just 2 bread? Because of the cause that I'm doing, you just give me 500 rand.
Okay.
My program is being sponsored by the individuals. So everyone who have seen my program understand what I'm doing. They want to contribute. There are people who contribute 50 rand a month, every month. Those 50 rands, they amount to something. Those 50 rand, they enable me to take boys to the seminars, to take boys to the camps. And there are mothers who take the money from 350. Say, Mpumelelo, here is 20 rand out of the 350. I know what you are trying to do.
Sure.
I'm blessing you. Go and do it. Guess what? The 20 rand, I can get a bread. And I get another 20 rand. There are brothers, there are families who will see this show. Will say, Mpumelelo, I can donate 50 rand every month. So that's how I run this program.
Okay.
The Million Boys Mission is going to succeed through the individuals who understand the value of what I'm doing. And there are people, the way people that they can partner with us, different way, your presence as a brother, to say, I can spend just 1 hour a week to mentor one boy. Umelelo, I don't have time, but I can contribute 50 rand a month. Umelelo, I don't have money, but I've got skills. I cannot be on the ground and write proposal. You know how to write proposals. I'm here. You are giving me the platform. I needed to get cameras to do all these things. You are contributing to the Million Boys Mission. Did I pay you? No. You see the value of what I'm doing and you contribute to the mission. So the same way you are contributing to the mission, each and every individual, they contribute because human beings, they understand the value of what I'm doing.
Sure.
Then they come together.
Sure.
And the possibility of the program to run it for over 10 years without a sponsorship, that is it. And God, who is a provider of everything, because when God blesses me, He uses you. He cannot come from heaven and bless me. He will touch your heart as he touched your heart to say, Mpumelelo, come on, bro, let us have a chat so that people, they will know what you are doing. God touch your heart, bring me to your platform. God will touch somebody's heart, you give me the platform, somebody will give me finances, somebody will write a proposal for me, somebody will link me to somebody else. So that's how we all going to contribute and achieve the Million Boys mission.
Hayi siyabonga. So umuntu bakafuna ukucontributor wenza njani? Ukufonela kuphi? And also give us the social handles. So wazi ukufollowa yonke indawo.
Okay, you go to Facebook page, look for Boys Mentorship South Africa, and you go to my personal page, Mpumelelo Buthelezi on Facebook, Instagram, Mpumelelo_77, TikTok, Mpumelelo @Mpumelelo Mentor. So those are my handles that you find. But if you can just go to Boys Mentorship South Africa, the same information that I'm giving, you find it, even my numbers, all the numbers, you get it. Go to Boys Mentorship South Africa, all our details, they are there. And then they can contact you in the podcast.
Most definitely.
You will just link them to us.
Sure. Siyabonga bhuti, siyabonga kakhulu for ukusivakashela namuhla. Beside lento yenzayo yokunakelela a boy child, but information esiphe yona namuhla ayiningi kakhulu, sifunde okuningi. So sesivala nje, please look at that camera bese usipha a message, any message to a boy child okhona obhekile la usekhaya.
Okay, the message that I can give to any young man, or first, let me start by our society. Our society, the families and fathers. This is the message. One, our children are the blessings from God. God has entrusted us with his blessings. We have a responsibility to take care of them. There are titles that we have not discovered as parents. Who we are not just parents. One, we are like farmers. How does a farmer do? Can we go and study the principles of farming, the principle of seed sowing and harvesting? Whatever you sow in your child today is what you're going to reap. We normally blame our children. This generation, this is this and this is this. The truth is, it's our failure. Mostly to brothers and fathers. The destinies of our children rely on our tongues. We need to direct their destinies by speaking to their destinies, by proclaiming their future, by directing their future through our words, because we are kings. Kings rule through their mouth. And secondly, all the families should understand this thing. One, two people, God and the enemy, the devil. Both of them, it's not about you, father. It's not about you, mother. It's about your seed. Each and every one who finds his hand to your child first wins. The question, have you ever protected your child? I said when I begin, the role of a family is to teach, train, coach, mentor, and instruct. Are we teaching our children? Are we training our children? Are we coaching them? Are we instructing them? To a young man who will be watching this, my son, I want you to find three things. Your identity. Who are you? Your purpose. And your vision. Where are you going? The moment you find these three things, they will direct your decisions. This is the last thing that I want you to know. Each and every decision that you take will lead you in 4 places. I normally put 4 chairs when I speak with the young men. The first chair is for somebody who's successful. The second chair, somebody who's living on the street. The third chair, somebody who's in prison. The fourth chair, somebody who's in prison or who's in the grave. Your decision, before you make it, ask yourself, will it lead me to succeed? If the answer is yes, continue. Will it lead me to stay on the street? If the answer is yes, Don't continue. Will it lead me to jail? If the answer yes, don't continue. Will it lead me to die before my time? If the answer is yes, don't continue. Remember 4 places that your decision will lead you. Place of success, the street, the prison, and the grave. God bless you. Phumelelo Buthelezi.